Alright, so here you are. This is Echo, I guess, and in your clip you say she gets really, really submissive when there's a long rope on her, which is interesting. Interesting behaviors here. Very nice, that's it. Okay, liking those tosses. Yeah, definitely a fun little dog. Dog doesn't have a whole lot of confidence, but has a lot of crazy energy. Feeling better. Good, nice. So it's good you're tossing it here. When you have dogs of this breed, so any of the bird dogs, the sporting dogs, the tossing it is where it's at often to get them started, because that's what they're bred to do, is to see things flying through the air and want to pursue them, right? So doing those tosses can definitely get them up and understand what you want. You can also just even do little tosses instead of actually throwing it away from yourself. Just throw it straight up in the air. And they can snatch it out of the air right in front of you. That way you're not throwing your reward away. Retrieving is okay, and you definitely want to do some of it just to vary it up. But I try not to do a whole lot of it, because it's kind of disengaging the dog from you. They're running over there, chasing it, doing their own thing rather than actually interacting with you. So more often than not, I try to do just little tosses, like where you just kind of toss it straight up in the air and the dog jumps and grabs it, and that type of thing. Good, but at least you're doing nice little throws, so that's perfect. Yeah, the scratching here is almost a stress behavior, if anything. Kind of a funny dog. It is important. I know you said this dog gets stressed when it's on any sort of a leash or whatever, but that is in our literature that we give to clients when we sign them up, is that their dog should be used to a leash and collar when they show up. Because if this were a client, I think this is a friend of yours dog or something, but if this were a client's dog, if you don't know this dog, you can't suddenly take the long rope off and hope that it's going to stick with you. The dog might be gone off into the bush chasing a deer, never to be seen again, so it's not an option to take a long rope off. But if they won't move with it on, you can't train them. So it's important that the client gets the dog used to that at home, and they would just start by, if it doesn't like the short rope, they'd start just by having it wear the short rope around the house all the time, when they're supervising, obviously. And then just a regular leash that drags that around the house, and then the long rope dragging it around the house on the flat collar. So the dog just gets used to the feeling and it becomes not a big deal. Yes, this is a problem that wants to run off, play with that other dog over there. There's not really a whole lot you can do about it. The long rope, you could have quickly stepped down on it there and blocked that behavior. So that'll be important. It seems like you have a few dogs around there a little timid and funny with long ropes, so it's definitely something you want the client to work on at home and just totally desensitize the dog to having something dragging behind it. Good catch there, getting her back in there. Good, so this is good. It's good that you're not doing any commands. The dog's not totally into playing with you, so it's good that you just keep going with just building that prey drive before you go into any commands. Okay, so I think this is a different dog now. It looks a little fatter than the other. A little more portly. Yeah, it definitely has some more well-developed drive here for the toy. Again, just a little bit more delay there before you give the out command would help. Good, nice technique on the out. Got a really nice play there. Good enthusiastic tug of war. Good, nice facet. Come out, get your hand just a little bit higher, but not bad. That's it. Encouraging him right back. Good, nice variance here. Sometimes picking up that speed, getting back into it again. And don't always forget about those. I say don't forget about those little tosses, especially for these bird dogs. Little ones straight up in the air. They love those. Very nice. Good, nice fast responses here. Just having fun. The tail's wagging. Okay, so. Correcting here on the down. Now, I don't know if he has... So I'm assuming he has extensive training here. He knows what down means. He's just choosing... I think you said that in your email, that normally he does really well with that. He's just not doing it here. So it looks like he's just being kind of stubborn with it. If that's the case, you know, where they just decide, nah, I'm not going to do it anymore. Good boy, there you go. Put the toy away. So if you're at the formal training point, so you definitely know the dog understands and they're just being pushy, stuff that toy back in your pocket. No, it's not fun anymore until we push through this. Because right now you're kind of, you know, you're bribing the dog, which again is fine when they're, you know, being cooperative and everything's going good. But if they start to push, you need to push back and go, okay, you don't want to do it, toys away, now you're going to do it because I told you to do it, and once we get that understanding back, okay, now we're going to bring out the fun again. You can see here he's just being pushy. He actually started to almost do the down without thinking about it, and then went, oh wait, yeah, I don't really want to do that for you, I forgot. No, this isn't really that much fun. You're getting me to do down commands, I'm going to bugger off. And this is, if you're ever going to see a dog get a little defiant, it's going to be on the down command. Because it is, you know, the most submissive position. It's basically the dog saying, okay, yeah, you're fully in charge here. So if they're ever going to be a bit pushy, this is normally where it is. So it's just important that you push back, get it done. It's funny, there's a kid in the background here on your video. My daughter's sleeping at the moment. I keep thinking it's her. I'm like, oh no, she's awake. But no, it's not. Get a little bit more step towards the dog would help him into that sit position a bit. And your hands need to be just a little bit faster. A little bit more flick as you get that toy up. That one's better. Yeah, and I'd get that long rope back in your hands. If you know he's pushing on the down, yeah, there you go. You're keeping it in your hands now, perfect. Keep that in your hands so you're ready to jump in there and make a fast correction. You definitely lose the toy, that way you can make a better correction too once one hand isn't full. If you're having trouble too, you may want to go back to sit and then down. It's often way easier for the dog if you just want to get a victory. You get them to sit, and then toy right at his nose. He's kind of biting at it, and boom, the toy flashes to the ground right between his front legs, down. And they'll often just drop right into that position. But yeah, you can see he's just being a bit of a pushy bugger here. So it's good that you're just pushing back, but again, I would just lose that toy. A bit of a rock pot. Good, you're doing everything right here. I, again, would just lose the toy, and I'd probably correct a little faster than you are. You can see he just has kind of a attitude here. Whatever. Don't care. See if you can make your correction just a little bit faster. Just a little bit more bam towards the ground. Get him down faster. Okay, good. So you're doing it from a sit now. Again, though, in order for this to work, sit and then the toy right at his nose, kind of shake it back and forth so he's looking at it, and then boom, down. That's when it's going to make the big difference. Yeah, and this is normal, again, especially an older dog like this, if it hasn't had much for training. But they will decide, meh, why do I need to do this for you? And you will sometimes just need to push back. Just watch your face there. On that last one, your face was very close to his. Just be careful of that. And you always want to correct with 2 hands. Get both hands on that line. Boom. Your correction too could be a bit more of an angle. You're snapping kind of straight down right now. He's going with it, so you're getting him down. But if he were trying to resist, you wouldn't be able to get him down, snapping straight down. So make sure it's always on an angle. Yeah, just think, bam, almost think about punching the ground. You're coming down really hard across the rope, right to the ground. Ooh, and now pushing on the sit too. There you go. Good, nice loud voice, that's positive. You know, and occasionally you will get these sessions from hell, like this. The dog decides, you know, you're having fun, you're like, yeah, it's going to be a great session, and the dog goes, meh, up yours, I'm not going down anymore, or whatever they're not going to do. And you do have to just push through it like you're doing. So you're doing a good job, you're sticking with it, that's awesome. A lot of people right now would have gone, I give up, let's just do something else. And they would have gone to a sit or come or something instead. It's really important that you stick with it like you're doing. Because if you were to stop, all the dog's going to learn is, all I have to do is be a stubborn little bastard, and then they give up, and I get my way. You can see the look on his face, just of, meh. And yeah, he's on a flat collar, so it's more difficult for you than it needs to be right now. Ideally, you'd want him on a training collar. Good boy. That's it. When you're praising here, because he's being stubborn, your praise should be really hard, low, voice is low, good boy, you know, hard patting on his side. Kind of make some power moves on him here, grab his neck a little bit with your hands. So it's kind of basically saying, yeah, you better watch, mister. I don't want to be too fast here to jump back into, oh, let's have fun and play. I would get 1 or 2 more before you get real up and light and happy with them again. Because that last one might have been a fluke. You want to make sure that you've got here what you wanted with a pushy dog. Again, if this were a 6-month-old puppy, it'd be totally different if he started pushing on the down. The reason he's pushing on the down then would probably be he just doesn't really get it, or he's distracted by something, or he's having an off day, or whatever. But when they're this old and you know they're well trained, yeah, make sure you're happy with your victory before you get too happy. Because I'm very doubtful right now if he would do a down for you, if you asked him again. Okay. Here you are with Shadow. Beautiful countryside, my goodness, that's gorgeous. Okay, so, ooh, look at that arm. Get that arm up, girl. Nice and straight arm. I think it's punching that sky. Step right towards him. So in your email, you said that you already worked with this dog for 20 minutes. And accidentally deleted the footage or something, or knocked the camera over or something. So I do just want to say that, like, normally when you start with a dog, you'd want to start with more walking exercise rather than just jumping right into the sit. But because you already did 20 minutes, I'm sure you did your walking exercise already. So being a little pushy here on the walking exercise, or the sit command, but there you go. A couple of good victories. Good job. Good. Careful about this. Technically, you're leaving the dog's side right now, right? So it's kind of a gray area. If you're ever leaving the dog's side, your hand should go up before your feet move away from him. You know, if you're just right by his side and you're wiggling your feet around, kind of testing him, that's a little different. But if you're actually moving away from him, remember that you've been teaching him all along here, follow me, follow me, follow me, follow me with that walking exercise. So to move away from his side without reinforcing that sit position first is a little bit unfair. So I'd be a little careful with that one. Because your body language is very low right now, you're really, really bent over. A lot of dogs love that stuff, but just mix it up, right? Sometimes you're down there, sometimes you're up. You want to make sure you can follow them up regardless of what your body language is telling him. Good, good technique. Oh. So remember there that when you're within 5 feet, you want to ideally use the rope like a pulley system before you come in for that 80-20 correction, and try that first. Hopefully you know what I'm talking about. Oh. Okay, and when you make that correction, so that first one you made there, it was a pretty strong correction. I would have backed that off just a little bit. Especially if this is the dog's first real time holding it for any, the first time you're leaving them. So when you jumped in there to correct, I would just make it a little bit lighter. Because he's not sure what's going on. He's trying to behave by following you, because that's what you've been teaching him to do to this point. Super slow response. I wouldn't have rewarded him there, because that was a lousy one. I would have just, okay, business like, okay, try it again. Then when it's fast on the next one, then reward. I don't want to reward the wrong behavior. Beat you to it. Good, so this is nice here. I like the variance here. You're picking up a toy, trying to get it back up and having fun again. That's positive. Okay, so you're going to go for it again here. Just getting that rope ready. Good, good. Oh, hang on. Sorry, I heard some rattling outside. I thought one of the dogs had escaped, but all is good. Okay, so I don't think I saw your hand up there. But you're going to do this again here. Make sure if you're leaving the dog, even if it's just 1 or 2 steps, that hand goes up before you leave them. Good. Good, this is nice here, seeing you mixing it up with that play and with that work. It's definitely important. Good, nice loud voice. What is he looking at? Something over there. Okay, good. So your hand is clearly, okay, your hand needs to stay up as you're leaving him, okay? As your feet are actually moving, your hand stays up. So hand up 4 steps, not hand up then 4 steps. It's hand up as you move 4 steps away from him. There you go, good, much better. That's it, back into the ready, very nice. Good. And just be a little careful with that hand signal again. You want to make sure it is up for the full, up for 4 steps. Make sure you're very, very clear with that. Okay, what I haven't seen anything of here is getting any sort of distance. Again, I know this dog isn't ready for it, but in all of your footage, you know, getting some big distance from them, starting some come from the sit position, that type of thing. So you can move on to volume 4, 5, 6 concepts, which, you know, they utilize all the volume 2 concepts, so you'll kind of be doing both, as well as volume 3 and volume 1. So yeah, definitely jump onto that where I want to see some big distance. You're getting, you know, long ways, 100 feet, 200 feet away from the dog. I want to see some come commands from the sit position if the dog's ready, and like to see some heavy distractions. So you're in the right position, there's a dog moving, you know, right past his nose, there's balls flying around, you're doing jumping jacks, whatever, some heavy distraction, okay? And also duration. Remember those 3 Ds of dog training: distance, distraction, duration. So also the dog holding position, you know, for a full minute or whatever. I would say this dog needs to be a little bit more proofed in the ready position. He's just a little unsure what's going on. So while you're in that ready position, you know, move your feet back and forth, shuffle on the spot, praise him really loud, you know, jump up and down beside him, that kind of thing. So he's just a little bit more proofed. Right now he's just kind of following you as you go, not thinking about what he needs to do. Good, the hand could definitely stay up a little longer here. Good, that's a little better. Good. So all in all, again, nice technique overall. Just like to see you take it to the next level, and let's see some volume 4, 5, 6 technique on the next one here, where you can put everything together. So again, starting with a green dog, maybe you could show me, you know, a 20-minute clip or 15-minute clip of the first session that you're doing. And then you can carry on, you know, do the next 40 minutes without the camcorder on, and then show me the next hour that you're doing with the dog, you know, another 20-minute session, 20-minute clip, and then continue on your own, and then another 20-minute clip. So kind of like the way the volume 4, 5, 6 is put together right now, where it's kind of clips from different days.